Hi everybody, it's Kate. Today I am starting the Christmas movies. Let's get right into it. So I had found a series of Hallmark movies that is like Hallmark murder mystery movies. It still has like the rom-com aspect of me, like I don't know who I'm gonna pick, the city boy or the boy who's been in town. But then it also has, oh yeah, someone was murdered. I watched Murder, She Baked, a chocolate chip cookie mystery. They have like a bunch of these where it's like Murder, She Baked, a plum pudding mystery. And I only watched the first one because I was like, I'm good. I'm actually so fine, I don't need to watch more. So our main character, her name is Hannah. She owns a bakery in a small town. Shocking, I know. So like she owns a bakery and her friend is Lisa. They run it together. This older lady comes in, she's just like a regular, and she's like gonna tell Hannah something, and she's like, Hannah, I have to tell you something. And then Lisa comes and hands her, and she's like, never mind. And I hate when this happens in movies where it's like, you get interrupted for 1 second and then you drop it. But yeah, also the old lady's name is Betty. She's semi-important, not really, but she's there. Her best friend, who is like a delivery driver, comes in and like, the acting's so bad, and it's like, and we've been best friends ever since. But you stepped on my toe when we first met. And I thought they were going to be love interests, but She goes to the police station to drop off baked goods because she drops off baked goods everywhere. She like apparently helped solve a crime where she's like, I knew where the bikes would be because they would have to fit in a truck, and the only people with a truck that big are these people, blah, blah, blah. And the cop's like, wow, you're so smart. And it's like, oh my gosh, why are these cops so incompetent? Oh my gosh. And it's like, she's better at solving crime than these people. And it's like, but she's just a lowly baker. And that's a whole point in this movie where it's like, I'm just a baker. People underestimate me. It's like, yeah, people underestimate you for solving crimes because you don't have the training. Oh my gosh. So then, her mom sets her up on a date with this dentist in town. And by the way, they're both like the same age. Because I know dentists are usually old, but like he's like middle-aged, she's middle-aged. Like probably like 40s. They have like dinner at the parents' house, right? And she's a baker and he's a dentist and he's like making jokes. He makes a joke where he's like, oh yeah, like we already work great together because you make me have clients because you have sugar.
And she owns the bakery. Sugar leads to cavities, so.
So funny. Oh, isn't he hysterical?
And the mom loses her shit. She laughs so hard at this like mediocre, like bottom of the barrel, low hanging fruit ass joke. Like she is cheesing. She is laughing so hard. And I was like, Diva Day, you want to date him? What is happening? It is so funny because it's like, it's not that funny of a joke. Like it's like the one that you would think of being like, oh, you sell sugar. I clean sugar out of people's teeth. That's funny. Like we almost work together in like a roundabout way. You know, it's like a very easy joke to make. And the mom loses it. It's really funny. Like not the joke, but the way the mom laughs, I was like, it's not that good, babe. It is not that good of a joke. It is not that funny. So then skip to the next morning. Her friend, the delivery driver, comes and is like gonna drop stuff off, but then like he doesn't come in. So she's like, I heard his truck outside. She goes outside. He's dead in his car. Oh my goodness. And no one saw. He's literally laid in the middle of the, like his delivery van is parked. He's in the front seat with the doors open. Dead, and no one noticed. Like people, like it's like by the front of the building too, so it's like people would see that he was in there, see that he was passed out, and like he doesn't have any like blood or gunshot wounds on him, but like later on it's like, are you sure you didn't hear a gunshot? It's like, he doesn't look like he was shot. He doesn't look like he was shot. What are you talking about? Because I believe this movie is PG, so I think they didn't want to add any blood or anything like that. But like I think they just didn't want to add any blood, but then I was like, then make it not a gunshot. Y'all. Where it's like, oh my gosh, he's been shot, and he's literally just like this. She's talking to her friend Lisa, and Lisa's like, you think a woman did this? And it's literally like a Lizzie Borden trial where it's like, she couldn't have killed people. She's a woman. She's a girl. You know, she couldn't kill her dad and stepmom. That's crazy. And it's very funny because it was like a split thing, but I was like, why are you shocked? He also died from like a gun. So it's not like it's like you have to be stronger than the person. So it's like, why are you shocked? And it's like, it could be maybe a scorned lover. And that's the only thought of it being a woman. Because, you know, women be crazy. Women are crazy. But, spoiler alert, it might be a woman. It was Hannah. I'm just kidding. That'd actually be so funny if it was Hannah, the main girl, and she was like, I don't know what happened. It was in front of my shop and I was here alone. A homicide detective comes into town named Mike. He's really unprofessional, like insanely unprofessional. I was like, sorry, honey, you're a homicide detective? He like asks, he was like, oh, were you dating the victim? And she's like, no. And he's like, oh, he wasn't your type? Who asks that? Ew. Why would you say that? Her best friend was just murdered in front of her store and you're like, being like, he wasn't your type? Ew. Ew. You should get fired, bro. You should get fired. Ugh. It just put like a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, that's your first line, pretty much.
He was a really good friend.
Boyfriend?
Oh, no.
Just not your type?
She's also being like, oh yeah, like, he works for this guy, and it's like this guy who's really rich in town. He kind of like owns a lot of the town and has like a bunch of people like working for him, right? The delivery driver worked for him. So she was mentioning her being like, oh yeah, like he worked for this guy or whatever, and he's like, his boss was mean, so then you think he killed him.
Max Turner is his boss. He's rich, but kind of cheap, and he wouldn't buy a new truck for Ron.
So you think this Max Turner is the killer?
And it's like, you wouldn't say that. You wouldn't say that as a detective. You are not suited for this position. Oh my gosh, it is so crazy. Like, I hate this guy. And like, I know he's trying to be like, I know that they want it to be in the direction of like, smug, cocky, out-of-town detective comes in and rattles things. But it's like, he's just like genuinely just bad at his job. And we find out later that his wife had died and that's why he took this job, because he wants to get out of Minneapolis. And it's like, she's like, oh, I was so mean to him, I feel bad. It's like, I don't care about his personal life. Some guy was murdered and he's not doing his job well. He's just bad at his job and they're trying to make us feel like, oh, I get why he was bad at it. It's like, no, I don't. And I'm not giving him grace. Sorry. Like, she lost one of her closest friends, and he is not giving her any sympathy, and is not, like, he doesn't necessarily need to give her sympathy. Like, yes, it would be incredible if he did, but he's just not even, like, good at talking to a witness. She was, like, one of the few witnesses who was near the crime scene, and he's not even, like, good at interviewing her in that way. And then the funeral happens for the best friend. She's flirting with a dentist and gets a date at the funeral.
You're a very nice woman. I'd love to spend some more time with you, if...
I'd like that.
I don't date very often. I think you're flustering me is what's happening here.
I am?
You are.
Later on, the detective and her are like kind of like talking, and like she's like giving him clues if he figures something out, and he finally gives her information, and he kind of does it in like a way where it's like, I know you're not going to stop, and I kind of want you to like not, like, putting yourself in danger by doing this. And they also find another dead body. She finds another dead body of the guy's employer, who's like the mean guy. So it's like, oh, 2 dead bodies. That's so crazy. And it's like they're at the crime scene whenever the detective comes and he's like, what are y'all doing here? I think you should like get them in trouble, because it's like, what if they killed him? What if they killed him? You know? But nothing, no repercussions happened for her, even though she was like tampering around a crime scene. The old lady from earlier who was like being weird confesses to Hannah and is like, hey, by the way, I killed the evil boss guy. I shot his chair. And she's like, and Hannah knows this, but the old lady does not, that he was not found in his chair, that she had shot an empty chair. He was already gone and dead. So it's like 2 people tried to kill him the same night. You are not winning a popularity contest, babe. Because he's like the evil, like super rich guy who's super frugal with his money and doesn't like want to give it to people. And people take like loans from him and he's kind of evil about it. Hannah is talking to the detective and being like, so like she shot him, but like he wasn't in the chair, so it's like not a big deal, right? And it's like she could still, like, for intent, I guess. I don't know what you get in trouble for, but like I feel like something. This old lady does not need a gun. This old lady does not need a gun. Hannah goes over to this other lady's house because she had found out that like that the rich guy had like, they looked at all of the people who had taken loans from him, and she found out this one rich lady in town had taken a loan, so she's going to talk to her and is like, hey, you took this loan out, you're really rich, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. They're having a conversation. So the lady doesn't really matter that much, because like you kind of talk to her a little bit, but she's not really in most of it. And then she pulls out a gun. So then it's like, you killed the rich guy because you needed money, and like, But it's not really an interesting plot where it's like she killed someone over money. It's like, wow, shocking. Rich people wanting more money? That's so unheard of. There was a funny quote where she was like, how'd you figure it out? She's like, well, I didn't know for sure until you pulled the gun out. I did laugh at that. I'm so sorry. It was funny. It was funny. The delivery was perfect.
How did you know?
Well, I wasn't sure until you pulled out the gun.
And then the rich lady's son walks in and is like, with the most deadpan tone, is like, Mom, what are you doing? Mom, put the gun away.
Mother, what are you doing? Put the gun down.
Then the detective comes because he realizes that she's there, arrests the lady, and it's also like, oh, she killed the delivery driver as well because the delivery driver knew. Something like that, whatever. It doesn't really matter. And then at the very end, she's like, oh, freaking happy Hannah is. And then she's like, I have 2 dates this Saturday. One with the dentist and one with the detective. And it's like, sorry, honey, please don't date the detective. Please don't date the detective. Oh my gosh. The dentist was really nice, really funny. The mom already loved him. And don't go with the detective. He's a jerk. Also, he lost his wife a year ago. Not that you can't date, but it's like kind of soon. It was a fun movie, but some of the acting was bad. And also, I didn't like the ending. I was like, what do you mean? Like, this character that we don't really know is the murderer. And it's kind of like, it's one of those things where it's like, everything's clicking together. But there wasn't any clues to begin with other than being like, she needed money. Which we only found out semi-earlier. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Because if you don't, someone is going to make fun of your profession and say that you can't be a homicide detective because you're not cynical enough and that you see the good in people. Because obviously being a homicide detective means that you think everybody is a murderer and you don't know how to talk to people. And also, you have no tact or respect for people who have witnessed their best friend being murdered. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Thank you all so much for watching. Goodbye.